Hi, Vishal. Good afternoon.
Hi, ma'am. Very good afternoon.
How are you doing? All okay?
Yes, ma'am. All okay.
Okay. Where are you
How
from,
are you?
Vishal? I'm great. I'm great. Thanks. Where are you from?
I am from Haryana.
Haryana. Okay. And what do you do?
I am a railway employee.
You're a railway employee. How long have you been working with the railways?
I have been working here since 2016. It's more
Okay.
than 8 years, ma'am.
More than 8 years. Got it. And what do you do for the railways?
Okay. My designation is technician.
Technician. That's what you said? Technician?
Yes, ma'am. I
Okay.
work here as a technician.
You work here as a technician. Okay, fine. So have you always been posted in Haryana or do you get transfers?
No, I am here from starting until now. I am here only.
Okay.
It's
So
not
where were you
transferable
born?
job.
It's not a transferable job. You are permanently based in Haryana. Got it. So is Haryana your hometown as well, as in your birthplace? Is it Haryana?
Yes, ma'am. It's Haryana only. I
Okay.
I live in Panchkula city, but my hometown is Sonipat. Both are far from like each other, and it's 200 kilometer distance. But
Oh,
both place comes in Haryana only.
both of them are in the Haryana, in the state of Haryana. Got it. So you are here in this particular place because of your job. Yes?
Right, right, ma'am. Because of my job, I am here.
Because of your job. So what did you study in university, if I may ask?
Okay, it was BA graduation only.
What did you graduate in?
Okay, it's Bachelor of Arts.
Bachelor's of Arts. Okay. And then, how did you? What prompted you to take up? Because you decided to write the government examination, no? So, were you always, did you always have a dream to work for the Indian Railways, or did someone ask you to join the railways?
No, ma'am. After 12th, I started preparation for government examination. That time, I
Oh,
wanted only a job, at least a government job. I gave
okay,
multiple examination, and fortunately, I cleared railway examination. So this is the
great.
reason I joined railway.
Okay, and do you like your job? Are you happy with your job?
Hmm. Okay, I am happy, but not satisfied here. It's a
Okay,
like
why is that?
technician work.
Okay. So technician means did you do some extra training because you have a bachelor's of arts degree, no? So did you what did you specialize in? Bachelor's of arts in what? What did you specialize in?
Okay, in my graduation, I had sociology, history, and Hindi. So qualification are
Sociology,
different. But
sociology,
okay,
history,
railway
and Hindi.
provide me some vocational training.
Ah, okay. So you were given some vocational training as well, and because of that vocational training, now you have this job as a technician. Am I correct?
Right, ma'am. Right, ma'am. Right.
Okay, got it. Okay, so my question to you is, do you plan to look for another job as in now what is the next step? After technician, will you get some promotion? If you work harder, is there a possibility of a promotion?
Ma'am, if I had the qualification different like BTech or Polytechnic, so after that I have chance to grow more and more here. But right now I have limited option because
Oh,
on graduation you can apply for CalREC examination for CalREC or senior CalREC. Yeah, I have
Vishal, I can't hear you. Your voice is on mute. I can't hear you.
okay. Right now it's okay, ma'am. I
Ah,
think.
yes. Now I can hear you. I heard you say up till you have limited options. After that, I did not hear what you said because your voice became mute. So what were you trying to say?
Okay. I was saying that ma'am, if I had BTech, Polytechnic, these type of degree, that time I have multiple options. I have more opportunity than graduation only.
Okay. Okay, fine. Got it. So at the moment, you're working as a technician. So what is your plan? Do you plan to stay in the Indian Railways itself, or do you want to look for employment elsewhere?
No, no, ma'am. In free time, I do study. So definitely, I will try to get promotion in my field and in state or center if I get a better opportunity. So definitely, I will try.
So what are you studying right now?
Okay, here are some subjects like English, mathematics, GS. So mostly, I cover the basic fundamental
So
subject.
what is your okay? So what is your intention of learning those subjects? What is the next stage that you want to do in the Indian Railways itself? Do you plan to take up another position if you clear these subjects? What is your plan?
Okay, ma'am, it's a part of a competitive examination. In every examination, English, mathematics, and GS is common syllabus. So it's helped me, and I find it's interesting. Whenever I do study, I think that I did something productive. So I usually
Ah,
study, and it's not a
got
waste
it.
of time. If you do
No,
study, and without any purpose, so
absolutely.
it's also good. So, ma'am, I
Very
do
good.
study.
That's a very good, it's so inspiring to hear that, really, Vishal, because a lot of people think, oh, okay, now so I have a job. Now, what is the big deal? I'm happy in my job. That's it. They don't think of progressing any further. But you are at least you are still thinking, no, 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 I still want to study. I still want to be productive. I still want to make myself useful. So that is a very good thing that you are thinking of, actually. That is very, very good. So keep it up. That's very, very inspiring. So, do you live
Thank you,
here with
ma'am.
your family itself, Vishal, in this place, or is your family in another place?
My family live in my home. I go my
Okay.
home. Go to my home.
Oh, I see. On weekends, okay. On weekends, you go to your place. Got it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what do you like to do? What are your hobbies?
Okay, my hobbies are watching movie, listening to song, and taking care of my health. I do workout. Sometimes I play sports.
What
And
sports do you
nowadays,
play?
talking to strangers is a new hobby I developed.
Ah, okay. Talking to strangers. That means to develop your English language. That is the reason you're doing that.
Yes, ma'am, and it's like everyone will have unique experience, so you can learn
Yes.
from their personality.
Right. Got it. Okay, fine. So, I want to ask you now. So, what I'll do is we'll play a small game right now. Okay. And I want you to tell
Okay,
me
ma'am, give me one
three.
second. Okay, you were asking that which sport do you play? I usually play
Yes.
badminton, cricket. So I usually
Oh, you
play.
play badminton and cricket. Got it. Okay, fine. Yes, thank you for answering that. So, what we'll do is we'll play a small game right now, and I want you to tell me three things about yourself, three sentences. You should say three sentences about yourself, but two of those sentences will be correct, two of those sentences will be the truth, and one sentence will be a bluff, or you will be lying. So, I have to figure out, or I have to guess where it is that you are telling the truth and where you are lying. Got it?
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Understood? Okay. So whenever you're ready, let's get started.
Okay, ma'am. First one, I am a courageous person.
I am a courageous person. Okay, very good. Second sentence.
Okay. I am straightforward.
I am straightforward. Okay.
Every time I try to stay away from the difficult situation,
Every time I try to stay away from the
the
difficult
difficult
situation.
situation.
Okay,
Yes,
got it.
ma'am.
So let us review the three sentences that you gave. Okay. So the first one that you said is, I am a courageous person. The second one is, I am straightforward. Now, both of these sentences are grammatically correct. There is nothing wrong in those sentences. So, but what you can say is, instead of saying I am a courageous person,
And ma'am, we can use like a compound sentence. It's like in one sentence I can say both sentences. I am straightforward
yes,
and brave. I am.
exactly.
I can.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can actually put them together. So what you could have said is, I am brave. That is the word that I was looking for. So first class. There. So what you could have said is, I am brave and straightforward. Okay. So rather than making it a compound sentence, I am fine that you put these as two different sentences. If you could have made it compound, even better, but that's okay. So we'll start off with, I am brave. So that is the first thing. You already gave me a great answer there. So I am straightforward is what you said is the second sentence. Let us try to make that sentence a little more creative. Let us try to make it a little more creative or a little more interesting, or like you said, a little more of a complex sentence as opposed to a very simple sentence like I am straightforward. What you can say is, I don't shy away from expressing my opinion. I will repeat the sentence. I don't, DON apostrophe T, shy, 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 away, AWAY, from expressing, EXPRESSING, expressing my Opinion. Opinion. So, what is the meaning of saying that I don't shy away? Instead of saying don't, you can say I do not. Do not. Don't is the contraction form of do not. So, I do not shy away from expressing my opinion. What is the meaning of the sentence? That means I am not scared of expressing my opinion. Another way
Right.
of saying this is, you got it? You got it? Okay.
Oh,
Another
yes,
way
ma'am.
of
Got it.
saying this is, okay. Another way of saying this is, I call it like I see it. I will repeat. I call CALL space it. I call it like LIKE I. I see. I call it like I see it. So to call it like you see it means to be straightforward or to not be afraid of saying what is on your mind. So I don't shy away from expressing my opinion or I call it like I see it means that I am straightforward. That is the meaning of saying the sentence. Got it? So these are different ways of making your sentence more creative or more complex. That is the meaning of, that is the reason as to why I said that. The last sentence, let's go to the last sentence. Every time I try to stay away from the difficult situation. Now, this sentence was grammatically incorrect. The grammar is incorrect. So, because first of all, the sentence is incomplete. The sentence is actually incomplete because every time I try to stay away from the difficult situation, actually, if someone was to hear the sentence, they will think, oh, you did not complete the sentence. That is what they are going to think, actually. Okay. So in your case, you actually gave a complete sentence. I understood that. So let me try to rephrase that sentence. I try to avoid difficult situations as much as possible. I try to avoid AVOID. I try to
Got
avoid
it, ma'am.
difficult situations as much as possible is one way. Or we will take the same words that you used. I try to stay away from difficult situations as much as I can. I try to stay away from difficult situations as much as I can.
I think.
Okay,
Got it, ma'am.
got it? So you see how you can
Okay.
actually change a very simple sentence and make the sentence more interesting. So what we are trying to do here, Vishal, is we always try to make our sentences professionally interesting. What is the meaning of professionally interesting? That means your communication should be professional. It should be in a professional fashion, but at the same time, it should not be boring. It should be interesting. So you make your sentences professionally interesting by using some important words, some simple words. They are simple words or simple phrases, and you use them in specific parts of your sentence or in some certain parts of your sentence. So immediately your sentence gets meaning or life. Your sentence comes to life or your sentence comes alive. That is what we are trying to do. So now you understood the three sentences, no? That is you're brave, you're straightforward, I already told you, and you always try to stay away from difficult. So now I should try to figure out where you are bluffing. It's very difficult because I'm finding it difficult to guess. But I think the third sentence, were you bluffing in the third sentence? That is, you try to stay away from difficult situations. Is that where you were bluffing?
Right, ma'am. Right.
Okay. So why don't you explain that to me? Because you said that you always try to stay away from difficult situations. That means you are saying that I always, that is not correct. That means you're always going into difficult situations. How does that happen? Do you do that on purpose or does it come accidentally?
Ma'am, I like accepting the challenge. Like whenever a difficult work come on my workplace, that time I give my 100% and I try to solve the problem.
Okay. So can you give me an example of a challenge that you faced in your life and how you overcame that challenge? But before that, Vishal, you said if a difficult work come on my workplace. Now, what is on? On is a preposition. But the preposition that you used here is incorrect.
Eh,
You do not
okay,
use yes in my workplace. When a difficult task comes in my workplace, because in is always used to indicate a location or a specific place. On means on a particular table or on the chair. It is used mostly for furniture. Okay, so that is what you should be careful of. Okay, yes, go ahead. So now I want to know, do you have you ever faced any challenges in your life? And how did you, what was the biggest challenge that you faced in your life, and how did you overcome this challenge?
Okay, ma'am. Firstly, to getting a government job, it was a huge challenge. And right now I'm talking to you. It was not a easy journey. So it was a dream to come. One day I will speak in English. So right
Okay.
now my dream come true. Not
Oh,
only with you, but I can express myself. Not in a perfect way,
absolutely.
not in accurate way, but at least I can understand your each and every word's meaning, and I can
Absolutely.
express my thoughts. I can convey my message. So
Okay,
it
fine.
was challenging,
So
man, because I come from Haryana and my all school education, college education, friend, relative, everything in Haryana only. And in my life, I usually speak Haryanvi and Hindi. So it was a challenge.
it was a challenge. So how did you overcome? First, we'll start off with your government job. How did you overcome that challenge? You said it was very difficult for you to get into this government job. What were the challenges that you faced?
And competition is too much. Everywhere competition is too much. And after 12th, I started giving examination. I gave multiple examination. In some examination, I failed. And fortunately, I cleared one and two examination. So it was challenging and it's sometimes it seems boring because you go through frustration whenever you don't get a result like up to your expectation.
Yes, that's very true. Yeah. When you don't get the results up to your expectations, then it becomes a very big task. Yeah. So, what inspired you to start learning English? What was your motivation behind learning English?
Okay, I suffered from this language very much. I remember 3 to 4 years ago, I was traveling in train and we met a South Indian person. He wanted to ask us something regarding his reservation, regarding coach name. But we were in a group and we were 5 to 7 person, and we are
Okay.
unable to help him. So that
Oh,
was a quite embarrassing situation. But we are laughing that time that blah blah blah. It's English language. How can people speak English? So this type of situation I faced. Not only this situation, sometimes also I face this type of situation.
oh, okay, fine. So let us talk about this particular situation that you spoke about. Okay. So you can say that I remember or I recall. RECALL. So recall
Okay,
means to remember something. So I
remember.
recall an embarrassing situation. An embarrassing situation. Embarrassing means what? Shameful. E M
Right.
B A R A SSING.
Definitely.
Embarrassing. So I remember or I recall an embarrassing situation a couple of years ago. You don't necessarily have to mention the number of years. It was 3 years ago, it was 4 years ago, it was 10 years ago, it was 20 years ago. It is not necessary. No, it's okay. Even if you mention it is okay, Vishal. But sometimes we are also not clear because it happened in the past. Maybe we are also not
Right,
clear.
ma'am.
So you can say that I remember or I recall an embarrassing situation that happened on the train, on the train a couple of years ago. So you see here where we're using the preposition that we're using is on. On the train a couple of years ago. Couple of years ago means more than 2 years. More than 2 or 3 years is called as a couple. Okay. So more than a couple of years ago. So a South Indian gentleman, you can either say a South Indian man, but you can also say a South Indian gentleman. Gentleman is a more professional way and the more polite way of saying it. So a South Indian man who did not speak Hindi, who did not speak Hindi, asked us a question regarding his reservation in English. Or a South Indian man asked us or inquired about his reservation in English. Unfortunately means because due to bad luck, that is what
Yes,
we're trying
ma'am.
to say. Unfortunately, so unfortunately, neither me, neither neither Neither, neither me
Nor my friends.
nor my friends, neither me nor my friends could help him out because we did not know the English language. or we did not speak the English language. So now, have you understood so far, Vishal? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Got it, ma'am. Got it.
So this neither, I want to talk about this expression either or,
Neither.
neither nor. So you already
Yes,
know the
ma'am.
difference between the two of them.
I
Okay.
know, ma'am. I know, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. So let us move on. So then you can say, even though, even though my friends laughed it off. Laugh. Laugh means ha 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 ha, laugh. So laughed, we are saying it in simple past. So laugh, and you follow it up with an ed. So
ED.
laughed it off. Laughed it off means it's okay. We just laugh and we ignore it. It's okay. Take it easy. No problem.
Yeah.
Let's not make a big deal out of it. So even though my friends and I laughed it off, even though my friends and I laughed it off, I no sorry. Even though my friends laughed it off, I was embarrassed. Or you can say I felt humiliated. Humiliate. This is the original adjective, that is humiliate. Humiliate means it's another word for shame or another word for embarrass. So you can say I felt humiliated because I could not speak in English. And that is what motivated me to reply, or sorry, that is what motivated me to learn this language. And that is what motivated me to learn this language. Is it clear? So
Clear,
far, are
ma'am.
we
Clear.
clear? Is it okay? Okay. So this was one example that you said. Now you talked about your government sector exams. You mentioned about the government sector exam. So let us talk about that. So you can say that I started preparing for the government services. I started preparing for the government services since my 12th grade. You should not use the word standard. Standard is a word that we normally use in India or maybe in the Asian subcontinent. We always use the word grade. 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 So I started preparing. This is past continuous. Notice the tense. Past continuous tense. Okay. So I started preparing for the government services or for the government sector examinations since 2000, sorry, since the
In
12th
12th
grade.
grade.
Since the 12th grade. Not since 12th grade, since the 12th grade. The is an article.
Uh,
You should always put the article in the sentence, Vishal, because if the article is not there, your sentence will have no meaning.
I think right, right.
So, since the 12th grade. Got it? Since the 12th
Got it,
grade.
ma'am.
So, I have been practicing or I have been preparing for the government service exams since the 12th grade. I failed many times because of which I was depressed and demotivated. I failed many times because of which I was depressed and demotivated. However, I took it up as a challenge and continued working harder. I took it up as a challenge and continued to work harder or continued working harder. Eventually, eventually means after some time.
Yes, ma'am.
Eventually, my hard work paid off. PAID space OFF. What is the meaning
Yes,
of
ma'am.
hard work paid off? That means I got the benefit of my hard work. I
Yes,
got the
ma'am. Yes,
benefit
ma'am.
of my hard work. So eventually, my hard work paid off, and now I am a technician in the government sector. And now I
Got
am
it,
a
ma'am.
technician in the, sorry, in the Indian Railways. I am now a technician in the Indian Railways. Got it?
Clear, ma'am.
Clear? Is it clear
Yes,
so far,
ma'am.
Vishal?
Yes,
So
ma'am. You
that
made
brings us.
it interesting.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Because I think all conversations, Vishal, when you meet someone for the first time, you should feel like having a conversation with that person. Correct? That person should have an interesting conversation. That person should speak in an interesting fashion. Then only your audience will be interested in talking to you. So in your case, if I was to give you feedback, Vishal, you are speaking excellently. Very good. You speak very good. But sometimes your mother tongue influences there. See, that you cannot help
Yes, ma'am.
because you come from a certain place. But with practice, Vishal, with practice, you can reduce that influence a little bit, because if there is too much influence also, it can be difficult for another person to understand what you are saying. Got it? So always be careful
Okay.
about the way you converse with someone or you communicate with someone. That is a very important point. Understood? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'll try, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So I hope you enjoyed today's session. Hopefully, I'll see you soon. Okay, Vishal?
Thank you, ma'am. Have a
Okay.
good day,
Take
ma'am.
care of yourself. Bye bye. Bye.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.